Hi Flosstube friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Chris. Today is Tuesday, July 2nd, and I'm here to share my June stitching with you. Wasn't a bad month, got some decent stitching done. Didn't work on a lot of different projects, but I worked quite a bit on a few. So let's jump right in. Let's start with my focus project. My focus project is Walk with Dog, which I'll put a photo up here of what it will look like when it's done. This is a pattern from Artisy based on the artwork of Leonid Afremov. I'll put a photo in here of where it would have been the last time that you saw it. And here is where it is now. So I did just only probably get another 300 stitches or so in this. And yeah, I'll talk about that maybe a little bit later in the video. So a little bit more. Again, progress is progress. And the colors are just beautiful in this. Bring it in close. So I was working in that area there with sort of those pinks and purples. Well, yeah, so that is Walk with Dog. That's the full width of the chart there. I'm doing this 1/1 on 25 count Lugano with all of the called for flosses. I'm doing it on this brown. Partially that's what I had in my stash, but I also thought that was probably a better option than white because the colors in this are quite dark. And I didn't, you know, if the fabric was going to show through, I thought the brown would be less obvious than if it was white. So yeah, so that is Walk with Dog. So then next up we have my weekly whips. So in the first week of June, I was working on this cardinal in the Birds and Berries series from Talon Emblem. And I'll put a picture here of what it looked like the last time that you would have seen it. So I worked on this for the first week of June, and then if you caught my last video, I mentioned I was going to a couple of stitch days hosted by Kristina Designs. So this was one of the projects that I took with me to work on at the stitch days, and I actually basically worked on it both days, and I was able to finish it. So here he is. And it is so pretty. I just love the colors that she chose for this chart. So you might notice mine looks a little different than the model. I elected to leave this out. I just really loved how the center looked, just with the bird and that border. But I wasn't sure, I didn't love the font that this was written in, and you know, there were these little things that were sort of you know, put along the border here and there. This is a little, they actually give you this little plaque that you can put here. And yeah, I kind of felt that in my eye, again, you know, I think nothing against the original design, but in my eye, I just liked it better without that stuff. But I did like the information that it gave you, that this is a northern cardinal and that the berries in this picture are snowberries. So I decided to include that information just in this smaller font down at the bottom so that I still have those details. And I got that just out of this. I had picked up this old Leisure Arts alphabet leaflet from a D-Stash site. So I just It's this little alphabet here that I used. The other thing you might notice is I did not use the buttons. And again, this is just a me thing. I'm not a huge fan of putting buttons on projects. I liked how the stitched berries looked anyway compared to the buttons. So I just stitched where the buttons were supposed to go and just made some more berries. So yeah. So he is finished. So I'm gonna do all 4 in the series, and I'm sort of considering that as one whip. So when this whip comes up again, I'll just start the next one in the series. And I think the next one I'm gonna do is the robin. So he will be next. And I really look forward to that. I really love this. I should say, I think this is a natural raw linen. It's a 32 count. It's the called for linen and all the called for flosses. So yeah, I was excited about that. So that's nice to have a finish. That's technically my second finish of the year. My first one was Whip It that I finished like the first week of the year. So that's my second one. So then the next week I was supposed to work on Cute Kitten. I'll put a picture here of what it'll look like when it's done. But I didn't end up doing that. The reason being, one of the other projects I took with me on those stitch days was my rainbow block sampler by Vivsters. I'll put a photo here of what it'll look like when it's done. And I was really looking forward to working on it when I was away for those 2 days. But because it took me the full 2 days to finish the cardinal, I didn't get to work on it. So I was sad about that because I was looking forward to it. So I decided, you know, at first I thought, oh, I'll just work on it, you know, for a couple of days and then I'll carry back on with Cute Kitten. But I was just enjoying stitching on it so much that I just decided I'd switch them out. So I stitched on it that second week of June, and I'm going to stitch on Cute Kitten when Rainbow Block Sampler should come up. So I will put a picture in here of what it would have looked like the last time that you saw it. And here is where it is now. So it's getting close, so close to being done. There's 2 colors left, so I'm color completing when I'm stitching this. So there's a yellowy, a yellow-orange color left, and then another sort of bluish, greenish kind of color. So yeah, so this is such a fun stitch. It's just a really relaxing stitch, and you know, it's fun working with all the different colors, and it's really easy to stitch on if you are watching TV or a movie or you're visiting with friends or whatever. It's really easy to pick it up and put it down because you don't have to sort of, where was I again? So I highly recommend this particular chart, or I know there's the new is it 534, 524? I forget now which one, by ABC. It's Arlene Cohen, but I forget what her design name is. But she released that new one at Nashville that has all the different colors of DMC, and it's a similar idea where it's just little motifs. Now I don't think hers are all squares, but yeah, I would highly recommend if you want to add a whip like that to your rotation, just as something fun to pull out when you need a break from other maybe more complicated projects. So, but yeah, I just really enjoyed it. I'll put Arlene's Stitches by ABC. Oh, I'll put it down here. She also has a Flosstube, so I'll list that down below. So she's got some really nice designs out there. So then the 3rd week of June, I was excited to pull out this gold collection, Thunder Ridge. This is an out of print chart that was gifted to me by my good friend Dina. Hi Dina. yeah, so I had started this last summer, and I was excited to pull it back out and stitch on it. And then I started stitching on it and made a mistake, so I ripped it out, stitched on it again, made another mistake, put it away for a while. I have never made more errors and had to rip out stitches more than I have on this project, and I don't know why. I was joking with my daughter that perhaps this kit from, what era is it? 1997. So it's as old as my youngest daughter. Perhaps there's like a curse or something on it. I'm not sure. But I put it away for a while, and I actually pulled out Rainbow Block Sampler because it's so easy and fun to stitch on. But then I did decide to pull this one out again, and started working in a different area, and kind of got into a groove and things were going well. And then I also discovered an area up in the sky that I don't know where I got that color from, but it was like the wrong color in the wrong spot. I don't know. So I had to rip that out and stuff. But anyway, I'll put a picture of where it was the last time that you saw it. In here, so I did, a fair bit of work up here in the sky. It's the grass down here. Like, I know this looks really funny. Once you fill in all the other colors, it looks great, but it was just kicking my butt. I don't know. Well, I do know. This chart, so say there's a symbol, the letter E. Well, there's an E that's blue, and an E that's red, and an E that's black, or like an R that's green, and an R that's black. And originally I had taken a photo of the pattern, and I was just working on my iPad so I could enlarge it, and then I was marking off the areas as I went. But I didn't realize that on my iPad, because the color resolution wasn't as accurate as it could be, I was stitching green R's thinking they were black R's. So that messed me up really bad. And yeah, like the sky is all done. All the symbols are blue, but some of them are little squares and some of them are little triangles. So it's really easy to miss stitches because there's like two little triangles in the midst of all the blue squares. So it is a bit of a challenging chart, I find, or one of the most challenging ones I've ever had to work with. So I did go in and make color copies of the charts at Staples so that I could easily highlight what I've done, and the colors were more accurate. So that seems to be working a lot better. I also went through with my flosses because there's a lot of blends. So I like to bobbinate. So on my bobbins, I like the red R I highlighted with a pink highlighter, and the blue R I highlighted with a blue highlighter, so that I could visually like remind myself to double check that I'm using the right color in the right spot. So yeah, it's going a little bit smoother since then, and I think moving forward things should be good. But yeah, it was just a challenge to get going on this again. So I got tired of doing the blue then, and obviously I decided to finish that horse, who before was only a horse's butt. And so that was really fun, stitching on him and getting him finished. Now there is some back stitching that has to be done to sort of define his legs a little bit better and up around his face and his eye and stuff. But I think it's just amazing. I think the job they've done and the detail they've gotten just with the colors that are in there. Now again, there's quite a few colors in there because there's colors and there's blends of colors, but it still looks very cool. So yeah, I still love it, and I can't wait. I think it's going to be stunning when it's finished. But yeah, like there's 2 more horses and a lot of sky and a ton of grass. So we'll see. We'll see if I've broken the curse with the steps I've taken to make things a little easier for myself or not. But so that brings us to the new start for the month of June. So you guys helped me with my picks for this last month, and thank you everybody who participated and cast a vote for what you thought I should start. So just to quickly review what our options were. So we had Santa's Woodland Friend, Peking Pups, and Fuji. So 36 people voted. Santa's Woodland Friend got 4 votes. Peking Pups got 12. And Fuji was a big winner with 20. So Fuji was my new start for the month of June. And I just realized I didn't grab him, so pardon me, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So yeah, so Fuji was who I started. So this is not ironed because I completely forgot to grab it with all my other ones. But there's where I'm at. So that's sort of the edge of his chest there. And the top 2 pussy willows on the branch. So the fun thing about this, I can zoom in, is the pussy willows are done with whisper thread. So they're kind of fuzzy already compared to the other stitches. So that's pretty cool. I do see the challenges. I know some people don't like stitching with whisper thread, and I know some people have even, when projects called for it, they just switch it out and use regular DMC. The thing I found with it, because it's inconsistent, because it's got fuzzies on it to make it fuzzy, is your stitches don't look as neat, in my eye anyway, because of that non-uniform nature of the threads. But I still think it is a really cool idea for pussy willows because it's perfect, right? Because they're fuzzy. So I'm gonna stitch. Obviously, I'm gonna stitch the whole thing, but I'm gonna sort of see how I feel over time. If I'm not loving the look of it, then I may take them out and just replace it with DMC. And I also, I think, want to do the fluff it up a little bit more. I think some people use like a toothbrush or something. So I'm thinking even just with handling it, it's going to get a little bit fuzzy over time. So, but I don't know. What do you think? I don't know if my iPad's focusing that very well, but do you think the fuzzy looks okay? We'll see when we get more done. So. But that was really fun to stitch on. I really enjoyed stitching on that. So thank you everybody that helped me pick Fuji as my new start. Alrighty, so let's move on to, I guess, happy mail. It's not really mail because I didn't order anything, but I did mention again that at the beginning of the month I went to the Kim at Stitch Days, and I will link her website down below. This is the first time I've ever gone. It was a little bit of a drive for me, so we ended up doing, she often does, or at least this year, she's doing days back to back, and you can just go to one. There's a lot of people that just went to the Friday, or a lot of people that just went to the Saturday. But a few friends and I decided to do both, and we stayed in a hotel for the night because it was a bit of a drive for 3 of the 4 of us anyway. And it was fun. I really enjoyed it. The facility, it's a little community center, so it's quite a nice facility. It has lots of windows, so really good lighting. The food was great. Like, there was like morning stuff, coffee, tea, and I think there's like muffins or coffee cake. The lunches were really good. And then the afternoon there were snacks, you know, like popcorn or things like that. There was door prizes each day. We got like a little goodie bag. It wasn't a big, huge one like you get at big retreats, but each day at where we sat at our table, there was like a little goodie bag of some sort or other. And there's a brag table if you wanted to bring something to share with the other stitchers. Oh, and then there's a guest speaker each day. And yeah, they would bring, she usually had them stand up and talk a little bit about themselves, how they got into stitching, how they became a designer, how their company developed over time. And then they both had like a table set up with their patterns if you wanted to purchase anything from them. And then Kristina Designs also has an online shop. So they had like a big stretch of tables set up with lots of fabrics and flosses and patterns and things like that you could purchase. So it was great. I would highly recommend it if you are in the southwest, south central Ontario region. I think it's well worth it if you want just a day out or 2 days out and just to hang out with some friends and stitch. We had a great time. So I did purchase a few things while I was there. So I did pick up, and this is how she had, like, things are so cute, had the fabrics often displayed like this. So this is some Picture This Plus vellum. It's a 32 count, and that's a fat 8th, I think. And then I got some patterns. So I had been looking at this series. I know a lot of people are doing this series right now by Robin Pickens. But I just really love the colors, and obviously I apparently like to stitch birds almost as much as I like to stitch horses. So, so that's the robin for the spring and the blue jay for the summer. And you know me, I like a good series, good seasonal series, especially the crow for the fall. And these are all with DMC threads. And then the cardinal for the winter. So yeah, I'm gonna put those in my stash, and they will be a future start. Maybe when I finish the birds and berries series, I'll slot this one in. But the other interesting thing, so Robin Pickens is actually a fabric designer, like a quilting cotton type fabric designer. And so these are finished, like this fabric, this backing fabric is her fabric line. So I'm thinking maybe I might try to do that when I'm ready to stitch this, to see if I can get the colors that she used to finish them in a similar fashion, but we'll see. So that was my Happy Mail / haul that I got. So that leads us to plans. So in the month of July, focus project. So let's talk a little bit more about my focus project. I'm having a really hard time, if you haven't noticed, focusing on my focus project. I don't know why it is. I love the artwork. I love the colors. I love how it looks when it's stitched. When I'm actually stitching on it, it's not like I dislike stitching on it, but I just find there's other things, when the weekend rolls around, sometimes I want to keep working on the WIP I've been working on that week, or I find reasons not to stitch on Walk with Dog. I don't know why it is, and it makes me a little bit sad. But I'm not going to fight it any longer, and I think what I'm going to do is just eliminate the focus project for now. So I'm just going to take Walk with Dog and put it into the rotation, so when it comes up, it'll get a week like my other WIPs do, and at least then I can maybe make some solid progress on it when I work on it for that week when it's dedicated to it. But so for now, I think when I work on a project for a week, it's going to be for a full week, for 7 days. If I'm finding my interest is waning and I'm ready to stop stitching on a project in 4 or 5 days, then I might come up with another alternative for the weekends, you know, whether I just randomly pick a project for the weekends, whether I pick a focus project for the month, whether I just, you know, stitcher's choice and just, you know, pick what I feel like stitching on. We'll sort of see. But for now, I think, because what I'm finding again is I'm just, on the weekends, I just want to keep stitching on what I've been working on from Monday to Friday. So I'm going to just keep doing that for now. So, yeah, so we're going to say goodbye to Walk with Dog for a little bit, but it will come back in the future and hopefully make some more progress then. So then my weekly projects for the month of July. My first one is Forever Wild. Let me grab the cover for that. Okay, I'm back. Apparently I'm not as prepared as I thought I was. So this is Forever Wild. This is my project for the first week of July. And I have actually started stitching on this already. So I'm gonna save that to show you next month. But I will put a picture here of where it was when I started it, or where it would have been the last time that you saw it, just so you kind of have a visual of where I'm at. So that's going to be for the first week of July. And then the second week of July is the week that my birthday falls in. So I have a birthday start that I want to do. So that week I'm going to be doing My Horses by a Stream Dimensions Gold collection. So I'm going to be starting this one in the second week of July for my birthday. I have places to put stuff. And then the third week of July, I'm going to be working on my Anna Green Gables cell by I'll put it down here. This is what it will look like when it's finished. This was gifted to me by my friend Barb, and I just have a small start. So this is where this is going to be starting from. But I'm excited to get back to working on it. The colors in it are so pretty. So that's going to be fun. And then the fourth week of July will be the week of my new start. So let's talk about the new start for July. So you know I'm going to be starting 2 in July. So one on my actual birthday, which is July the 10th, and then one on the 24th, which is what I've been doing every month, is starting a project on the 24th. So I actually think I'm probably going to take the month of July off as far as making a video. I have a bit of stuff going on this summer, and I thought I'll just take that off my plate. Like I have a lot of sewing and things that I'm going to do. So I think what I might do is I'm going to show you several possible new starts. I think most of them you've seen before and they just haven't won the vote, so to speak. But you can pick 2. So you pick 2, and the one that gets the most votes, I'll start in July, and the one that gets the second most votes, I'll start in August. And then I will be back in September with a video. So let's look at our options for new starts. So I'm gonna bring these guys back. So Santa's Woodland Friend is a potential start for July or July or August. So if you'd like to see this one started, you can vote for it. And then Peking Pups is another option. I'm bringing back Flowers of the Holy Night is another option. Random Thoughts. And then a new one that you haven't seen before, It's another Dimensions gift. Summer Cottage. Love the colors in this one. Yellow labs, golden retrievers. So pretty. So, you can vote for 2 projects. One will be July's new start. One will be August's new start. Summer Cottage. Random Thoughts. Flowers of the Holy Night. You can just say the flowers. I'll know which one you mean. Peking Pups. Or the Pups, as a lot of people call them. And Santa's Woodland Friend. You can just say Santa. So yeah, so if you feel like playing along, cast your vote for what ones you'd like to see me start in July and August. And then yeah, there's a small chance I might make a video in July. It kind of just depends on what I have going on, but odds are I'm not going to be doing that. So don't worry if you don't see me in July, just watch her video at the end of August. But yeah, so I'm probably going to be doing a lot of sewing over the summer. I have my retreat coming up in the fall that I usually am a vendor at. So I want to build up a little bit of inventory so that I have some stuff to offer to people to purchase. I thought it would be fun to show you. I did get in a fabric bundle recently. A good friend of mine had gave me some fabric she had purchased to make some bags for her, and I fell in love with this one fabric line that she had, and I thought, oh, I'm gonna buy some of that and then I can make some bags for my shop or to sell at this retreat. So the name of the line of fabric is Collection for a Cause Etchings. It's a motif fabric line, but here are the colors. Are those not pretty? I love all of these teals. There's all of these beautiful reds and creams, even the grays. They're so pretty. And they're all kind of like, I call it grunge. Like there's like modeling in the base color, which I just really like that look, that aesthetic. So I'm really excited to do some sewing with these and to make some bags and things to put in the shop and to take with me to the retreat. So yeah, I just thought I would share that with you because I really like those fabrics so much. So I think that is all I have to share today. So yeah, feel free to cast a vote if there's something something specific you'd like to see me start in the months of July and August. I'm going to take July off from making a video, but I'll be back in August to show you what won the vote for July and what won the vote for August and show you my progress over the 2 months. And until then, take care everybody. Bye.